Yo, what is up? What is happening? Welcome to another episode of Figuring It Out with me, Forrest. And this good old web series is all about me figuring out my art journey. Art slash comedy. It's all art, it don't matter. But basically, I want to give just more insight into the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the joys, the frustrations of my journey through art. And we are on year number 4. Yeah, man. 4 years ago, during that summer of 2020, is when I decided to leave my job behind as a freshman advisor and deciding to pursue art full time. Yeah, so here we are. Very blessed to still be able to pay the rent. Not with the art though. Thank God for good old disability. Shout out to Uncle Sam. But anyway, I want to do these a little bit my own personal ones at least once a quarter. So this is, of course, the first quarter, and then eventually, have other artists, comedians, creatives on to just talk about, their art journeys, and really get into the nitty gritty, because this ain't all roses. I think when I used to listen to other people's or other artists just talk about, their walks, I really wanted to hear all about those frustrations, like them times that they wanted to quit, those times that they were like, what the fuck? The times that if they did believe in God, they were just asking God, like, what is seriously going on? I wanted to know what them prayers sounded like. So yeah, that's what I feel like I am providing on this web series. Also dropping some gems of things that I've learned. Hopefully it helps somebody else. So yeah, let's get right into it. It is February of 2024. Good old leap year. I looked at the calendar. I was like, oh shit, February 29th is will be happening this year. The most standout leap year I am reminded of is when I was in Iraq during 2008. I was in Iraq for 15 months and it fell on a leap year. Man, that day felt extra long. But that's neither here nor there. But today, I did some self-reflection as I was driving, doing Uber. And I was listening to the meditations of Marcus Aurelius. Definitely a good listen. I really don't have the time to sit down and read like I used to, so I take advantage of being in that car by listening to audiobooks. Great way to pass the time as well as knock out another bird with a stone. And basically the meditations are just daily principles or daily practices that you can use to help get through life, and just have the mindset of being even keeled. Like you're gonna go through this ocean of life and artistry where you have these rough seas and calm seas, and you pretty much just want to be chill all throughout. And what triggered me or sparked me to really, I had heard about the meditation before, but just really what sparked me was I had seen a TikTok, I think it was the Daily Stoic TikTok, and they were just talking about Taylor Swift. Surprise, surprise. But how she didn't like the fact that her masters had got sold and how she didn't have control of her master recordings. And after she had to tell herself to calm down, and she got an idea from a fellow artist to re-record her music, she decided to take control of the situation. She could have just wallowed and cried and bitched about the industry, but no, she decided to do what was in her power, kind of taking more of a taking the wheel of her artistry. Instead of life happening to her, she was going to kind of dictate life a little bit. And that made me think. I was like, during this 4 years, what have I done to not let life happen to me? And I realized, I'm like, damn, I really haven't done a lot of that. When I leaped out on faith, I really didn't have much of a plan. I was all like, yo, I'm just gonna create and pray that somebody finds my art and puts me on to another opportunity that will eventually make it so that I'm living the life that I want. And I've learned that the shit don't work like that. Not no more. Those were the olden days where people found talent and cultivated the talent and put them on because, well, they knew they could at least profit off of that talent. And that's not the case anymore. I have done art shows. I have done my comedy. I started to give myself a lot of credit. I have put out a lot of content. I have put out a lot. I think I've had the mindset of flooding the algorithms because I haven't necessarily wanted to invest my time in making the product real shiny. I just want to get it out. Just having that urgency. Kind of taking the Griselda method, where they were just putting out projects, putting out music. Eventually they were able to build a platform, and it's got me further along than before. I looked at the numbers. Of course, 13,000. I've been stuck at 13,000 TikTok followers for a while. Also at 500 YouTube subscribers. So shout out to the people that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. And so moving forward, I've really got to get more intentional about this journey. I spoke with artist homie Melvin Todd. Shout out to him. He's created the Loveless Society. I got a Loveless cherub tatted on my thigh a few years ago. And I was supposed to go on an ayahuasca retreat in Peru. And so, of course, I reached out to him, because he had done it and just kind of, talking about that experience. But then life took me in a different direction. I was like, hey, no ayahuasca for you right now. Because of my bipolar diagnosis, the folks that were hosting the retreat did not feel comfortable with me partaking of the plant medicine that is ayahuasca. And so I was bummed out about it for a little while, but I was like, you know what? Everything happened exactly how and when it's supposed to. But I still reached out to Melvin and kind of just let him know, like, look, I really don't know what I'm doing. Like, I could just, use just let me pick your brain for a little while. And he was cool with it. And so, went down to the studio, had a good little talk, and just Um, just the standout, the things that stuck out from that conversation was I have to build my following. Um, because I don't want the fast, very fickle fans. Like I want a solid core group of 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 supporters. Almost, yeah, like a cult like following. But I don't want them drinking you know the Jim Jones juice, we'll call it. But no, just supporting my work, engaging with me, with my work, and Melvin, he challenged me to draw every day, sketch something every day, and put it out. And then also giving a story behind it, like what was the inspiration for the work, what I was thinking, a story with it, and just doing it consistently every day. And I was like, all right, I can do that. So I have to make sure that I carve out 15 minutes out of my day just to draw something. I could do it in the morning when I first wake up. I might do those here and there, but I like to kind of let the inspiration strike. And so with that, I still got my iPad. So I want to merge the digital images along with my sketches. So that's been cool. I've done 2 of those already. Just basic shit, like just get it out. I do have some reference material, but I'll just draw something, and then I'll take an image, merge it in there, make it real cool. Still keep that realism with the abstract, and then I'll write about it. The first one I was just talking about my vices, and how I do have these vices that come in the form of my desire for love, affection, of course sex, and then being aware of those vices, because when this money comes, and it will come, I can't let my vices take me out. I'm proud of myself for letting go of the drugs and alcohol. I fell off the wagon when it came to caffeine, but I got to hop back on it, get ready for this next retreat. I'm supposed to go into Mexico. It'll be a psilocybin retreat, and then also opportunity to, what was it, DMT or 5-MeO? One of them psychedelics. I'll have to look it up again. And also there will be a television crew there, 60 Minutes. So, I pray I'll be able to tell my story. A veteran trying to figure life out out here. And so, yeah. First one was about vices. The next one I wrote about was voices. And I drew, these different faces or little, characters, and just talking about the voices, like all these voices in my head, and how that, just being Gemini, and of course dealing with the bipolar. In the morning, I start off very kind of more emotional and more chill, and as the day progresses, I would say the thoughts get a little bit more progressive, more dark thoughts in there, more carnal thoughts that go in there as well. Like that's when I'll be wanting to do all the wild shit sexually. I'm like, hey, I want to have a threesome, or do some cuck shit, and do these things that would kind of be painful emotionally, because I do have this relationship with pain. A lot of it has to do with the neglect that I experience, emotional neglect, physical abuse, and just how I feel like I've got to earn love. Like how I just like how when to get my parents' attention, I mess up in school. And how like when a part of the punishment was, of course, the whoopings, and then my mom would take away TV, would take away the gaming system so I could focus. And yeah, I got really focused, picked them grades back up, did a lot of reading. But once again, I just felt like I had to earn love, and that's or have to be a good boy to feel like I deserve love. And I I I still do that in my relationships, and how I feel like I gotta earn that woman's love. Like I'm like I gotta buy gifts, or I gotta do all these things, or I gotta shut the fuck up when I'm not comfortable in the situation. Um, or also too, being afraid to speak up because I'm afraid that that person is gonna leave me. Still a lot of things I got to work through, but we getting through. And I just the goal is to, in these pieces that I'm sketching, help the viewer or the reader understand a lot of my thought process, and the things that I deal with, the struggles that I deal with, the stressors, also my joys. I don't want to always be creating from a place of pain. um, I have to keep reminding myself that I do deserve love. I do deserve joy, that I do deserve happiness, because it's something I have to do on the regular, because I don't have that outside person to constantly encourage me. And it shouldn't be on them. Like, that's supposed to be something I work on. I was talking to my brother about something like this, and he brought up the fact that he told his ex-wife once, he was like, and this is a cliche statement, but it's his whole truth. Like, how can I love you? I don't even know how to love myself. And I'm learning to love myself. And it's not easy being a dude, because it's not a lot of examples out there for us. So I'm having to do these things to kind of forge my own path, and then as I go along, show these other brothers like that it can be done in a non-gimmicky way, in a genuine way. So yeah, that's a lot of the thought behind these sketches, these pieces that I've been doing, and just putting them on Instagram and writing the story, and once again, the slow build. Because yeah, I'll say it, I felt a way when I saw the list of artists that made the City of Ink anniversary show, and I had to ask myself, like, why do I give so much of a fuck? I was like, oh, that ego, that acceptance. And also I had to ask myself, am I putting in the work to live the life that I desire? And I was like, you know what? I'm really not, because I'm not really opening myself up more by still keeping clothes off. Yeah, I still need to keep a part of me for myself, but also everything else, I gotta put it out there. So that's the plan moving forward. As far as comedy, I took a little bit of a break, to focus more on this book. I hopped back out there. I think I'm gonna just go to doing just one mic a week at the Laughing Library, until I'm in a space to where I can hit it hard, and where I can go out of town. And for that, finances. I'm trying to keep everything balanced, because I had to get back in the Uber, and not necessarily a big fan of it, but hey, these bills don't sleep, and I ain't got no sponsors right now, so it ain't what I like, but it's what I have to do, and I have to go out there with a positive attitude, because there's a lot of worse things that I could be doing. Yeah, with the comedy, I heard a comedian talk about how he wished comedy had subgenres, and I think that's where I fit into more of the reality story, and then throwing in funny parts into that, and just talking about life. I really don't want it to be this whole predictable set up punch. I want people to be able to get to the point where they could laugh at their pain, and that's why I feel like I'm getting to it on my own, and trigger people as well. I want people to remember that they felt something while I was on stage. People ain't gonna remember jokes, but they'll remember your story. So just me getting up there and telling more of my story. Speaking of that, Red Leg 2 is on the way. I've been recording. I found before I forget that, I said I wasn't going to do no more shows or art shows. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I got to do it. And so I signed up for Pancakes and Booze. Get that rolling. Get out there. And just keep pushing this art. So yeah, back to Red Leg Volume 2. I've just been enjoying the recording process. I found an AI transcription service. I'm using Otter. And so I'm just telling the story, recording to my phone, throwing the voice notes into Otter. It transcribes it. I'm going to take it all, put it all together, go in, clean it up, and then put it out. I'm looking forward to a early March release. Tentatively, we'll say March 6th. I'll announce it for sure on February 29th. But I want to make sure that I want to have everything recorded before I announce it. I want to have everything recorded and transcribed, because I know I start these starts and stop, and I put out these deadlines. But no, I literally have on my board, my goals board. That's all I have for the month. For the week is to finish Red Leg 2, and I'm not tripping on perfection. I'm not even consulting anybody else. I want to just tell the story as I remember it. And just show people like, hey, due to time, due to drugs and trauma, I don't remember half the story. I was even thinking about reaching out to some homies and asking about what they remember. But I was like, you know what? Nah. I just want to tell this story as I remember it. And as they read it, they'll reach out and be like, oh, you remember this? And I'm like, oh, okay. All right, bam. Also, just putting more into it, because I felt like when I was writing it, especially writing to my phone, I couldn't capture some of those feelings, some of those emotions. I listened back to Red Leg Volume 1 because I wrote it on my phone, and then I recorded it for the audiobook, and it was like it sounded like it was lacking life. It sounded very robotic, and I was like, nah, I want to give this a little bit more flavor. So just Red Leg Volume 2 is gonna be it'll be my best work so far. I can guarantee that. Also, I need to figure out a stopping point, because the last stopping point was right before I went to basic. I think the stopping point for this one, do I want to tell y'all? No, I'm gonna let y'all see for yourselves. I I've got an idea for 2 stopping points. I'll say that. And also during the recording process, I'll say the process has just been me kind of doing a kind of a daily journal, because when I was trying to just go into the story, I was just in my head about it, and I stop, delete, and I was like, nah. So I'll just talk about my day a little bit, or I'll talk about what I'm going through in life, and then I'll ease into the story. Yeah, this is I'm excited. I am excited to present this project to the world. I am so excited. As I think about it, I want people to really see the shit that I've gone through and what I've overcome. And also, because I was talking to my homie Tim Furlow, great artist, man, tattoo artist overall. But he was just talking about how he wanted more, and the first one left him wanting so much more. I'm like, all right, homie, I got you. So I'm still gonna, I'll give a little nugget. I will definitely talk about some of the shit beforehand. I'm once warning you now, this book is a little bit more all over the place. I want people to have to go back and reread this motherfucker, because I want them to be like, all right, did I miss something? And that is coming from, I'm watching, I just finished watching Spartacus. I think the first time I tried to watch it when I was in the Army, and I stopped right when the main character died. I was all like, when they escaped, I was like, I didn't think it could get any better, but it does. And I finished, and then I was like, it made me like, damn, do I want to go back? I was like, damn, I would love to just go back and rewatch this. So that is the goal of this project. Projects I put out this year so far, I branched out with the other personalities in my head. I got Fake Peter. I put out a project called Talent Don't Pay the Bills. Fake Peter is the singer, and more of a creative, and is able to talk about what Forrest is going through. It's like Forrest talks about what my birth name has gone through, and then Fake Peter talks about what Forrest has gone through, and just the relationship shit, man. And I'll close it out with that, because relationships are a big part of my artistry, my art, my inspiration. Still singing. Jiffy, there we go. Gotta come up with a name that doesn't give away too much, which you've seen her in interview that I did. And the lesson that I'm having to really learn about that is patience, not forcing, enjoying the moment, because I'm so caught up in thinking about marrying this woman, I really can't even enjoy the now. I'm just so stressed out about, why haven't I heard from her like all day or something like that, or why haven't I got a good night text or good morning text, or just the overthinking. And it's like, no, just enjoy the moment day by day. Don't worry about the future of it, right? Like don't worry about the destination. Just enjoy the journey. Stop always constantly being like, hey, what the fuck are we doing? And be like, are we doing? and just getting myself just prepared for whatever comes. I know I do love her. She adds a lot of value to my life. It's definitely a bright spot, but I also need to make sure that I'm gentle, and that will come from me loving myself, and then also still being vulnerable, and once again, just not forcing anything, and then also too, being okay with the outcome if it's not an outcome that I desire. Damn, that was not easy to say, but I had to say it. Let me say it again. With this relationship, I have to be okay with the outcome, even if it's not the outcome that I desire. As much as I would love to pour into her and her pour into me and us build together, and us have a life together, I gotta be okay with things not turning out that way. I gotta be okay with me. And I want that to be seen in my art. So yeah. All right, I gotta close this out. Still practicing guitar. I need to get my acoustic restringed. This spring, I want to be out more, outside, playing, and also I need to hit up open mics, music open mics, and yeah. For this book, I'm very excited to put it out. Once again, I've been using Otter, good old transcription service. Just tell your story, damn it. Just tell the story, and then put it. Just let it everything, the story do the rest. And just once again, don't give a fuck about what other people think. Write your fucking story. I think that's what annoyed me a little bit with my ex-wife when she was all like, "Hey, I ain't like, how, you told that story." And like, it was my story. Like, that's how I saw it. I tried to keep it as true to what I remember as possible. But I was like, tell your side. Shit, I want to hear your side. I would love to hear your side. I would love to hear how you feel about me, or how you felt because of all the shit that I put you through. But also, this time for Red Leg 2, I will not be taking it. And the first one, I held back. I kind of made myself more the villain. And nah, not this time around, homie. So there's that. Also, I gotta step it up. I gotta swim out to my boat instead of waiting for the dock. So I gotta hit up the small business people about getting this yoga business rolling, because me working a job, it ain't, nah. I did that interview with CPS, my old gig. I walked in, I had them face tats, and I was like, these niggas is not gonna hire me. So I have to hire myself. So yeah, with that, the yoga business is gonna have to step up. So I just want to be able to get contracts, and just blend it with the art. And, is there anything else in closing? Nah, man. I feel good. Red Leg 2. Look out for it, baby. So yeah, with that, it's been another episode of Figuring It Out. If you would like to holler at me and tell your story about figuring out your artist journey, just shoot me an email. You can hit the website, hit me on Instagram. I got all the show notes in there. And be great. Of course, I'm Gladiator. Win the crowd, so you can win your freedom. And just take every day by day, step by step. Also, appreciate the people in your lives that are supporting you. That's one thing I'm definitely learning to do more and being a little bit more humble. Also remember that I've been that nigga, but I've always been that nigga, and it hasn't just been because of the Army. Thank you, Jiffy, for that. Thank you very much for that. If you're watching this, I love you. I appreciate you. Yeah. So, anybody else is watching, I love you. I appreciate you. Veterans, oh yeah. If you're going through a dark time, there's art. There's art, there's art, there's art, there's comedy. Do not let it take you out. Please do not let it. You can reach out to me. I got you. So, all right, that's it. I'm out. Holla.